The red earth roads of Umumba stretched wide under the golden sun, winding through clusters of mud houses and tall palm trees that whispered whenever the wind passed. Every morning, the village woke to the sound of roosters crowing, women sweeping their compounds, and children laughing on their way to the stream. Life in Umumba was simple, but full. Among the maidens of the village, one name was always on people's lips. Nkechi. She was not just beautiful, though her beauty alone could make strangers turn twice. Her skin glowed like polished bronze, her smile was calm and sincere, and her eyes carried a quiet wisdom beyond her age. But what truly made her stand out was her heart. She greeted elders with respect, knelt properly when required, helped the weak without expecting anything, and spoke gently even when provoked. When Nkechi walked, peace followed. The friend Who smiled and compared. By her side since childhood was Chidinma. They had shared everything growing up: food, clothes, laughter, even dreams. They fetched water together from the same stream, danced during festivals side by side, and promised never to leave each other. But somewhere along the line, something changed. It began the day an elder woman said, "Nkechi, your beauty will take you far." Everyone laughed and agreed, even Chidinma smiled. But inside her heart a quiet voice rose. "What about me?" That was the beginning, the seed of envy. From that day, Chidinma began to notice things she had never cared about before. How people praised Nkechi, how young men greeted her with extra respect, how elders smiled warmly whenever she passed. Each moment added fuel to a fire Chidinma didn't know she was building. At night, lying on her mat, she would whisper to herself, "She must not be more beautiful than me. She must not be better than me." What she didn't realize was that she had entered a competition Nkechi knew nothing about. Two different paths. As years passed, their lives began to take different directions. Nkechi stayed true to herself. She woke early, helped her mother in the market, learned good values, and carried herself with dignity. Chidinma changed. She became more concerned with appearance than character. She started spending money recklessly, buying expensive wrappers, beads, and perfumes just to outshine Nkechi. If Nkechi braided her hair simply, Chidinma would rush to make a more elaborate style. If Nkechi received a compliment, Chidinma would laugh loudly and say, "People just like simple things. That's why they praise her." But deep down, she was unsettled. Because no matter how hard she tried, it never felt like enough. The Whispering Village. The people of Umumba began to notice. "That Chidinma girl has changed," some said. "Too much pride is not good," others whispered. Meanwhile, Nkechi remained the same. If she noticed the change in her friend, she never showed it. Instead, she continued to treat Chidinma with kindness. This made it even harder for Chidinma. Because she could not fight someone who refused to fight back. The Great Festival. Then came the season everyone looked forward to, the New Yam Festival. Umumba came alive. Drums echoed through the air. Masquerades danced through the square. Women cooked delicious meals. Visitors arrived from nearby towns. It was a time of joy and display. That year, something special happened. A wealthy businessman from the city, Obina Okafor, arrived in Umumba. He was known far and wide, not just for his wealth but for his wisdom and calm nature. People gathered to welcome him. But Obina was not interested in noise. He observed, he listened, he watched. The dance of destiny. As tradition demanded, the maidens of the village came forward to dance. Chidinma stepped out early. She danced with energy, bold, dramatic, attention-seeking. Her movements were sharp, her expressions loud. People clapped. But something felt forced. Then Nkechi stepped forward. The entire atmosphere shifted. Her dance was gentle, graceful, natural. She moved like water, flowing without effort. There was no struggle, no competition, just beauty in its purest form. Obina noticed immediately. But what held his attention wasn't just her dance. It was her spirit. Who looked beyond beauty. After the festival, Obina made quiet inquiries. "Who is that girl?" The answers came quickly. "Her name is Nkechi. She is respectful. She is kind. She fears God. She has a good heart." Obina smiled. That was what he was looking for. Not noise, not competition, but peace. The proposal that shook Umumba. A few weeks later, Obinna returned, with elders, kola nuts, and gifts. He came for Nkechi. The village erupted in excitement. A rich man from the city wants Nkechi. Drums were beaten, women sang, children ran from compound to compound spreading the news. But in one corner of the village, Chidinma sat in silence. The breaking point. When the news reached her, she refused to believe it. No, this cannot be happening. She paced her room, her heart racing. I am more beautiful. I tried harder. I did everything. Tears filled her eyes. For years, she had built her life around one goal: to be better than Nkechi. And now, she had nothing to show for it. The wedding of joy and regret. The wedding was the grandest Umumba had seen in years. Colorful wrappers filled the square. Drums echoed day and night. Food was plenty. Nkechi shone like a queen. Not because of jewelry, but because of joy. Chidinma attended, but her heart was heavy. As she watched Nkechi laugh, greet guests, and step into a new life, something inside her broke. Not anger, not jealousy, but realization. The truth she could no longer ignore. That night, alone in her room, Chidinma sat in silence. No mirrors, no competition, just truth. What have I been doing all these years? She remembered every moment she compared herself. Every time she felt threatened. Every effort she made to outshine someone who wasn't even competing. Tears rolled down her cheeks. I lost myself trying to defeat someone who was never my enemy. A step toward change. Days later, with a heavy but determined heart, Chidinma traveled to the city to visit Nkechi. She was nervous, ashamed, unsure of what to expect. But when the gate opened, Nkechi ran forward with a smile. Chidinma, no anger, no pride, just love. That moment broke Chidinma completely. She fell into Nkechi's arms and cried. And for the first time in years, her heart felt light. A new life begins. From that day, Chidinma began to change. She stopped comparing. She stopped competing. She started rebuilding herself, this time, from within. Slowly, peace returned to her life. Final moral: life is not a competition. When you focus on others, you lose yourself. But when you focus on growth, character, and purpose, your blessings will find you. Nkechi didn't win because she competed. She won because she didn't. And Chidinma finally understood. Your journey is yours alone. Walk it with purpose, not comparison.